Hi guys, this is FD for SafePath.tv once more back with another video, and today we are going to visit the Polkadot and Summer parachain. And today we are going to feature a new project. This one is not live yet, but it just completed, as far as I'm concerned, it just completed its parachain crowd loaning. That project is OK Network or AK Network. Again guys, before I proceed, please note that this is not financial advice. These are just my own opinions and how I see the market. If you require financial advice, you know what to do. If you are new, thank you very much for stopping by. If you are a returning viewer, thank you for supporting the channel. Let's click the like button as well as clicking that notification bell. But if you are new, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We want to keep growing, and in the future we hope if we grow our community, we will have some exciting things that we'll be sharing with our community. This is not just bribery or some claim. There are things we're working on in the background. Okay, so you want to make sure you keep tracking us. We're going to leave our Twitter handle here, as from time to time we do post some time sensitive updates. So if you follow us on Twitter, you might be able to see some of the moves or positions or announcements we're making, or just for general interest to see what else interests us outside our own portfolio and our own channel. Okay, so one of the shining lights, in my opinion, as far as Polkadot and Kusama parachains are concerned, is provided by the latest parachain on Polkadot. If you have taken part in the crowd loan, please do let us know by commenting down below. I've been tracking this parachain since early September when the team announced their parachain auction entry, and I almost missed the opportunity to open a position within the parachain auction. I managed within a couple of hours of the target dot bonding before it was fulfilled. In recent times, we've become used to parachain crowd loan participants offering terrible returns to crowd loan participants, as they were well aware that they could achieve their objectives just by turning up. By this I mean by offering the bare minimum. I'm talking of projects offering a fraction of a percentage point in crowd loan rewards for some mediocre project. But that changed when OK Network entered the fray. At the time, there was Trustless Network with its measly 0.1% reward pool. 0.1%, just imagine. And it was a measly 20k CRU tokens. And there was also Omni BTC with a similarly pathetic 0.1% reward pool. These projects are taking the piss. Don't get me wrong though, these projects are within their rights and they are entitled to behave as they wish, that is in offering such terrible rewards to crowd loan participants. So if you think it's terrible and pathetic, you are the fool, because you are locking away your dot for next to no reward. You should show these projects the door. They shouldn't be part of the community. If they want, they should self-fund and get on with it, not hide behind, oh, we did a crowd loan. A crowd loan of 0.1%. Come on, it's terrible, it's pathetic. It's unfortunately the way the parachain system is set up on both Polkadot and Kusama. Now, Trust Network is a half-decent project, no doubt about that. While Omni BTC isn't one I'm keen on for reasons I shall not discuss in this video, but all I can say is, guys, if you are intending to participate in Omni BTC's parachain slot auction, please do your own research. I urge you to do so. Don't just dive in. Our DYO, our risk evaluation toolkit, is free to use with plenty of demonstrable examples to boot. Anyway, back to OK Network. In my view, this project could drive a bus through DeFi and leave behind a massive hole that cannot be glued together. Here's why. Hear me out. Guys, don't forget to click like and subscribe as well as smash that notification bell. Anyway, let's start by describing what OK Network is. OK, or AK, an acronym for On-Chain Autonomous Kernel. OK Network is an automation infrastructure for DeFi and recurring payments across protocol. Okay, that statement alone says a lot. It's a sister project to a parachain on Kusama called Turing Network. The team described their mission as to build a Stripe for Web3. So, if you're not in the know, Stripe is used by millions of businesses of all sizes, from startups to large enterprises. Stripe's software and APIs are used to accept payments, send payouts, and manage businesses online. Stripe's products power payments for online and in-person retailers, subscription businesses, software platforms, and marketplaces, and everything in between. The OK blockchain is built on Parity's substrate with an event-driven execution model. Different from other blockchains' transaction-based model, where a transaction requires private key signing, OK Network allows transactions to be triggered by event signals such as time, price, and smart contract state change. Now, for some value proposition from OK Network. It's proposing to make automation seamless, trustless, and secure. It's also going to offer no private key custody, which means you set up once and the transaction can be triggered on chain carefree. There is chain level security. There is also what's being referred to as one-to-many distributions. I think this is happening within the networks like Cardano, where virtual machines support the capability of sending to multiple addresses with one transaction. No more wrapped assets. Assets are supported by the chain and no longer needs to be tied up with one smart contract. Native upgradability based on substrate. Orc network will constantly evolve with forkless runtime upgrades. And then finally, there is time-based guarantees for execution. Users can rest assured that their event will execute at a certain time with a specific margin. So again, this is a project that is actually focused on detail. Again, it's something to pay attention to. When you are talking of real-world use cases, these are some of the things we are talking about. When it comes to social media presence, via Discord, Orc Network has got 2,700 members, which is tiny. On Twitter, it's got 16,300 members. Okay, Orc Network's project team consists of 17 employees according to LinkedIn. As far as decentralization is concerned, Orc Network uses smart contracts to execute cross-chain automation, enabling multi-chain applications to schedule and automate any extrinsic or EVM smart contract function. Orc Network is built to deliver trustless automation with no intermediary. Orc token holders will have the opportunity to contribute to the direction of the network and participating in Orc Network's governance process, utilizing the governance process offered by the Polkadot relay chain governance system. As far as security is concerned, Orc Network's security audits were performed by SlowMist, with 6 vulnerabilities highlighted, with only one fixed, which was a suggestion by the way. The other 5 were either low risk or suggestion. In addition, as a parachain on Polkadot network, Orc Network benefits from the pooled security offered by Polkadot's relay chain, as well as the other parachains who altogether lock up DOT tokens to secure the network. Orc Network will also run a bounty program by which the community will be rewarded for identifying bugs within the Orc Network's vulnerabilities and potential exploits. Now, when it comes to scaling, Polkadot is a reasonably scalable network, and we expect that to be the case when it comes to Orc Network. Now, on to tokenomics. Ticker symbol OAK, as far as I'm concerned, I don't think there's a hard cap, and initial total supply is set at 1 billion, and I think it's going to be as inflationary as the Moonbeam one. Okay, so here are the token allocations. Parachain slot auction reserves 3%, crowd loan rewards 1.5%, strategic partnerships 8%, community growth 8.5%, developer incentives 9%, the project team 15%, seed round 18%, pre-launch round 8%, ecosystem reserves for future funding 24%. Okay, and we also think that the insiders hold well above the 30%. That will be our maximum threshold. Minimum threshold is 25%. We may nest it up to 30%, but Orc Network's insider holdings, I think they go well beyond 50%. So we'll reflect that when it comes to issuing our scores or giving our scores to Orc Network as part of our DYOR risk evaluation. So as part of our DYOR risk evaluation, we are going to apply our DYOR risk evaluation toolkit, which consists of 13 elements. And those 13 elements are as follows: decentralization, how decentralized is the network; security, how secure is it; on scaling, does it suffer from high traffic or high demand; is it interoperable, does it work across its own boundaries; what about the project team, are they publicly available, are they reachable, or are they anonymous? We then go on to social media via Twitter and social media via Discord before we get onto the edge of the project, and then we consider the actual use cases. Are there any real world use cases, as well as tokens generated at project launch? Then we also consider the tokens in circulation at the point at which we are doing this video. In Orc Network's case, we don't have any circulation, so we will probably go 50-50, we'll go right in the middle, which will be the middle score. Then maximum tokens available, as well as insider token allocation. Now, for some of the token use cases for Orc Network, you've got transaction fees, where the Orc token powers network transaction fees and extrinsic execution. The token is also used to automate fees, where dynamic fees adjust to prioritize tasks and reduce congestion. The Orc token is also used for collator staking, paying out rewards. It also empowers token holders during the democratic governance process, where token holders determine the direction of the network. There is also a community DAO, which is used for experimenting and building, which is the community voting on what projects to onboard and so forth, as well as being used to incentivize developers to come and build on Orc Network. This is incentivizing builders of decentralized applications to come and build on the Orc Network with bounties and grants. Now, let's go on to the scores we've allocated to Orc Network. Okay, on decentralization, integration, we gave Oak Network 5 points out of 10. On scaling, we gave it 5 points out of 10. On security, we gave it 7.5 points out of 10. On interoperability, we gave it 10 points out of 10 because it's designed for interoperability. So is Polkadot and Kusama. On project team, we gave it 7.5 points out of 10. On social media via Twitter, we gave it 5 points out of 10. On social media via Discord, because of these low numbers, we gave it 2.5 points out of 10. Age of the project, relatively new, we gave it 2.5 points out of 10, and it's not even formally launched yet. It's just completed. It's not been announced as the winner, but it just completed its crowd loan, its Parachain cloud loan. On use cases, we are going to give it 7.5 points out of 10 because we think it's got a decent basket of real-world use cases. Tokens to be issued at project launch, yes, we know what they are, and we think it deserves a 5 points out of 10. Tokens in circulation, again, we don't have a circulations like I've already intimated. We're going to go through the middle, give it the benefit of the doubt, and give it 5 points out of 10 because it's not launched yet. But we think we've got an idea of what the circulation is going to be at project launch. Maximum tokens available, 2.5 points out of 10. Yes, we don't have a hard cap, but we also know that it's not going to be just inflated from day one. There is a percentage that will be used, and then long term there is also a banning mechanism that is going to be included as part of the tokenomics. So as long as it's designed within, that's fair enough. And yet they are banking on the banning mechanism, banning more tokens than the inflation. We hope that's true and it will work out. Now, we'll then aggregate or tot up the scores we've allocated to Oak Network. We then classify the total within the predetermined risk levels. There are 4 of them. The first one is the no-go category. For a project to fall under this category, the score will be between 0 and 64 out of 130. The next level up could go to 0, where the risk is relatively less than the one below it. A project will need to score between 65 and 89 out of 130. Next up is potential category, where a project must score between 90 and 109 out of 130 inclusive, which means 90 and 109 are included within that category. And then finally, we've got the go for it category, where a project must score between 110 and 130 inclusive out of 130. This is the one most projects should be striving for because it means the risk here is a lot less than the other 3 levels below it. Now, do you guys agree with the scores we gave to Oak Network? Again, comments down below and let us know. The aggregate total for Oak Network, I know it's yet to launch. The aggregate score is 65 out of 130, which means it just scraps into the next level. I mean, some of the scores are debatable because some will be arguing that why are you giving a score when nothing has been demonstrated yet? Mind you, this is a project with a sister parachain on Kusama, the sister parachain Turing on Kusama. So some of the key attributes have already been tested on Turing, on the Kusama blockchain. So the fact that they are now wanting to migrate to Polkadot, which is a commercially biased network, Polkadot that is, it means the team are happy with the experimentation they've done on Kusama, which is the canary network for Polkadot. So everything must be a go then. That's what we're basing it on. Later on, we can always come back and pass judgment based on a real-world application as and when the project is launched. We'll come back and apply the same DYOR risk evaluation toolkit once more. Anyway, as far as we're concerned, 65 out of 130 could go to 0 category. This applies to majority of the projects we've covered, including some so-called blue chips. So we think if Oak Network is starting on such a footing, we think it's got quite a great future ahead of it. Of course, the proof will be in the pudding as and when the project launch. Is it going to deliver on the expectation we are setting out for it at this moment in time using the DYOR risk evaluation toolkit and the DYOR risk evaluation activity we just performed? If it turns out that is performing well, you never know. It might be added to our 2K to 100K challenge, or maybe not that because that is reached its limit. Maybe we open a position in Oak Network within our 15K to 600K challenge. What does everyone think? Do you think that's a fair assessment of Oak Network? Comment down below and let us know. And you also think that it deserves a place within our 15K to 600K challenge? Does it have that potential? Again, guys, comment down below and let us know. Until next time, guys, this was your update on Oak Network, a new parachain that is just completed this parachain crowd loan on Polkadot. Yes, it's not been declared a winner yet, but based on the dot that has been bonded, bearing a miracle, I don't think there is any project that will come and surpass it. But anything can happen in crypto. Until next time, guys, bye.